and have responsible business operations. Now, ESG is a fully integrated strategy. I'm trying to draw the difference between the CSR and ESG. CSR was, as far as I'm concerned, it was kind of like verbal. And again, like I said, it was voluntary and everything. But ESG has raised the bar. ESG is a fully integrated strategy that's closely connected to the mission of the company. So as such, it gains power as it's integrated into the daily operation. So it's not just, oh, we represent this, or we are a green company, which you could have gotten away with under CSR. Under ESG, that's not going to work. Under ESG, it must be seen in your daily operations and everyday decisions. Not just your operations, but in your everyday decisions, which is where a company's impact is actually determined. So, you know, it's nice to have certain things written in your brochure, but it's a completely different thing for it to be demonstrated in your daily decisions and your daily operations. So I think that's the main difference, that in ESG, it must be demonstrated. You must be able to point to certain things that you are doing that practicalize the literature or the words that you are spouting out there, because at the end of the day, talk is cheap. But we want to see, how does that translate into the decisions that you are making on a daily basis? How does that translate into the way you are treating your staff? So CSR represents a company's overall efforts to have a positive impact on its employers, on its employees, or consumers, or the environment and wider community. It's kind of a form of self-regulation, all right? Self-regulation that most large companies report on annually. But ESG, on the other hand, demands metrics to measure those activities, to arrive at a more precise assessment of a company's actions. Okay, so in particular, ESG measures how businesses respond to things like climate change. How they treat their workers has got to be demonstrated. So for instance, you might look at their senior management team. How many black people are in their senior management team? So they can't say whereas before you could have said we're an equal opportunity employer and got away with that. But let's have a look. Let's have a closer look. How many black people or ethnic minorities do you have in your senior management team? That's what ESG demands. So it demands of an accountability being put in place as part of their ethics now. Also, another way in which to measure it is how you build trust with your employees, with your stakeholders, with your shareholders, how you foster innovation, and how you manage your supply chains. It goes as far as your supply chains. How do you manage your supply chains? How do you source your raw materials? How do you source your supply chains? How do you treat, if for instance, your product is assembled somewhere in China, those who are working for you in China, what kind of conditions are they working under? What kind of pay do they get? So it's not enough for you to say, our prices are low as part of our CSR. That's not enough. If we look deeper, why are your prices low? Is it that the people in your China-based factory are paid a pittance? Are their working conditions horrendous? Is there one toilet to 1,000 workers? Those kind of things are what is going to be looked at now. Things like your mission, your vision, and your value statements, your codes of conduct, your sustainability goals, all those kind of things, your pollution performance ratings. All these things are now measurable. What are your pollution performance ratings? Your energy conservation programs. What are all that? Now, admittedly, I'm talking more about bigger business, but these are things that are also expected in smaller companies now, particularly if you want access to government grants. These are the things that they look at. A lot of us in our community are not getting government funding because we don't understand what they're looking at. These are the things that they're looking at. What's your pollution performance ratings? Do you have, what kind of practice, what kind of policies and procedures do you have in place? What's your energy conservation program? Do you have employee volunteer schemes? Things like that. Your charitable giving policy, do you have one? Do you even have one? Do you have a charity giving policy? If so, what does that look like? Maybe every, I don't know, every quarter, all your staff gather, the first Saturday of every quarter, all your staff go and volunteer at the local, I don't know, homeless shelter or something like that. But now it's got to be demonstrated. It's got to be demonstrated. Otherwise, it's not acceptable. This is all part of our business ethics, and we've got to hold ourselves accountable. We can't be exempt from this. We can't be exempt from this. This is what is expected of you in business. Now, I want to very, very quickly talk about whether we as a people, and I say people, black people, do we have a reputation for poor business ethics? I don't know, you answer that question. Do we have a reputation for poor business ethics? And if we do, is that reputation justified? Is it justified? And if it is, and if it's not, what do we do to correct it? How can we do better? How can we show up better? Or how can we get rid of this stigma? Because I got to be honest with you, I personally think we do. I think we do have that reputation, which is one of the reasons why we don't trust each other. One of the things that is holding us back, particularly black entrepreneurs in the UK, one of the greatest things that is holding us back is the fact that we don't collaborate. And the main reason why we don't collaborate is because we don't trust each other. And we don't trust each other because we have poor business ethics. There, I said it. Don't write me, but I said it. This is how I feel. And I want to quickly talk about some of the areas where we could improve. Customer service, that could definitely be improved. You know, you go into some shops, they don't even acknowledge that you entered the shop. And if they do finally acknowledge you, it's in a very lackadaisical manner. You almost feel like they're doing you some kind of favor by attending to you. We got to do better, guys. We got to do better. Policies and procedures for some of us are unheard of. I hope those of you who are business owners and you're listening to me, go back and check your policies and procedures. If you don't have any, introduce them. If you have staff working for you, you should have policies and procedures, even if it is one member of staff. And they should know where to go. You should have a staff handbook. It should be mentioned in your employee contracts. Listen, we have a staff handbook. If you have a grievance or a discipline or whatever, this is where you go for information. If you have any question about health and safety, this is where you go for information. That is part of what we're supposed to have. Joint ventures. If you do business with someone, don't treat them in an underhand way. Show some integrity. Don't run away with the money. Don't cheat them out of their part of the money. Don't go behind their back and try and do a deal when you're supposed to be doing the deal together. All these things that we do that show that we have very poor business ethics are holding us back as a people. We should have gone further than we have gone when it comes to building collective wealth. We should have gone a lot further. It is not a lack of hard work, because we're very hardworking. And it's not a lack of opportunity, because the opportunities to make money are all around us. One of the things that is holding us back is that we are not collaborating, and we are not collaborating because we don't trust each other. So I hope that, as hard-hitting as that may sound, and you don't have to agree with me, this is just my own personal observation, but for those of you who do agree with me, and you look at your own business practices and you think, well, actually, I can do better, my prayer is that you will indeed do better. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't had much time to go into the book corner this week, and that's fine, not a problem. I'll be here again this time next week. Just a quick reminder before I go, we got 2 events coming up that I'm inviting you to, and I want you to come along. Ladies, I want to see you on the 11th. I got to see you on the 11th. Listen, it's going to be dope. It really is going to be dope. We have a great speaker. Bimbola Osagie is going to be speaking. She's been on this show before. She's going to show you how you can buy property with other people's money, first of all, how you can get on the property ladder. You don't need 200,000, 300,000 to get on the property ladder anymore. She's going to show you how you can collaborate with other people and still own. I would rather own 10% of something that is working than own 100% of nothing. So she's going to show you how we're doing it. She's doing amazing things in the property space, setting people financially free in the property space. She's going to be a guest speaker at that event. Come along. They're going to be women of like minds who can help you. They've got information that you need, the connections that you need, the contacts that you need. It's all going to be there. And of course, I'm going to be there as well. Hey, waiting for you. There's going to be lots of fun. We're going to have a raffle. Don't forget your business cards. Come ready to go. Lots of prizes to be won on the raffle. And then, of course, we have the School of Money. The School of Money with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Yes, I almost forgot. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is going to be on this show. Yes, you heard it. This show, the Bebe Clement, the Bebe Means Business show, this time next week. He's going to be here as a guest, and he's going to be talking a little bit about the School of Money, but he's also going to be teaching us some more about how to make it. Listen, you can be in the midst of money. If you don't understand how money works, it will just be going around you and you won't know how to touch it. But he's going to be giving us the keys as to how you can become wealthy. You don't need me to tell you. You've got to educate yourself. You've got to become financially literate. You can't live on your salary. You can't live on your salary. Yesterday, my phone provider wrote to me and told me that my phone bill is going to go up by £4.50 a month. You can imagine. £4.50. Gas through the roof, electric through the roof, phone bill through the roof, and you are static on the salary. Come on, we got to cut away from that. Listen, the cavalry is not coming to save you. You have got to be your own savior. Do something to change your financial situation. So I'm going to be here, same time, same place next week, waiting for you. I'm with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. And so we'll see how we can help you become financially free so that you can leave an inheritance, not just for your children, but for your children's children. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you have a great week. And I look forward to welcoming you on the 11th and on the 18th. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Bebe Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, Bebe Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.